Today we are going to discuss virtual memory in our operating system. This is unit 4 of operating system known as memory management. So let's get started. Our today's topic is virtual memory. Let us see the definition of virtual memory. Virtual memory is a memory management technique used by operating system to give the illusion of a large continuous block of memory even if the physical RAM is limited. Programs think they have access to large amount of memory, but in reality only the part of it is in RAM and the rest of it is stored on the hard disk. I can give you the example of virtual memory like a desk. Okay, so desk can be considered as a RAM and a filing cabinet can be considered as our disk, the secondary storage. Okay, so if the desk is full, you move some files to the cabinet, and when you need a file that's in the cabinet, you swap it back onto the desk. That's how exactly the virtual memory works. Let us see some advantages of the virtual memory. The first advantage is that we can run larger programs than our physical memory allows. Second advantage is multitasking. So each process gets its own virtual memory space, increasing its stability and security. The third advantage is isolation and protection. So it prevents the processes from accessing each other's memory. The next advantage is efficient memory use. Only the required parts of the program are loaded into the RAM. Virtual memory can be implemented via demand paging or via demand segmentation. Let us see what is demand paging. Demand paging is similar to the paging system with swapping. Okay, generally what happens is the processes reside on the secondary memory, which is usually the disk. Now when we want to execute a process, we swap it into the memory. Rather than swapping the entire process into the memory, it swaps the required page. See, this is very important. Rather than swapping the entire process into the memory, it swaps the required page, and it simply means that, in other words, we can say that the process demands a particular page and that page is loaded into the RAM only after there is a demand from the process to load that page, and that's why this is known as demand paging. Let us see what you mean by page fault and swapping. If the page is not in RAM, it is called as page fault, or we can say that the page fault occurs. What the operating system does when a page fault occurs? First, it pauses the process. Then it finds a free frame or uses a replacement algorithm to evict the one if there is no free frame. Then it loads the page from the disk into the RAM. After loading the page, it updates the page table and then it resumes the process. Let us see what you mean by the page replacement algorithm. Now when RAM is full and a new page must be loaded, the operating system decides which page to evict using the algorithms like LRU, least recently used, FIFO, first in first out, or optimal page replacement algorithm. Now we evaluate an algorithm by running it on a particular string of memory references and computing the number of page fault. Once again, how do we evaluate the algorithm? We evaluate an algorithm by running it on a particular string of memory references and computing the number of page fault. The string of memory references is also called as reference string. Let's discuss the first algorithm, first in, first out, also known as FIFO algorithm. In this algorithm, the page that has been in memory the longest is the first to be replaced when a new page needs to be loaded. Let us see how it works. It maintains a queue of the pages in the memory. When a page is referenced, If it's already in the memory, do nothing. There is no page fault, nothing happens. But if the page is not in memory, it causes a page fault. And if there is a space in memory, it just adds it to the end of the queue. But if the memory is full, it removes the oldest page from front of the queue and it inserts the new page at the end of the queue. Let's understand this by an example. Suppose there is a page reference string. What is the page reference string? Suppose there is a page reference string 701200304. That means the process needs the pages in this particular sequence. First it needs page 7, then 0, 1, 2, 0 again, 3, 0 again and 4. Okay. And the number of frames are 3. Now what do you mean by number of frames as 3? It simply means that the operating system has only 3 slots in RAM to hold the pages from a particular process or from a program at any given time. So let's write this reference string once again over here. So I've written the reference string once again over here. So 7, 0, 1, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4. And you can see these 3 boxes. These 3 boxes under each of the number represents the frames. Okay, so these are the frames. For the first time, if you see, all the frames are empty and there is a demand for page number. The page fault occurs because you see all the frames are empty. So we have to load the page 7 in one of the frames. Okay, so there is a page fault. Next page that is needed by the process is page number 0. So 7 is already there and you see there is a page fault because page number 0 is not there in the frame. So let's bring that page number 0 into our frame. Then there is a next reference to page number 1 and if you see the frames, there is page number 7, there is page number 0 and there is a page fault for page number 1 because page number 1 is not there in the RAM. So let's bring page number 1. Okay. Now if you see the next page which is demanded is page number 2. But if you see we already have 7, we have 0 and we have 1. So there is no frame which is free to load the page number 2. There is a page fault because you see page number 2 is not there in the frame. Now is the time to decide which page to evict, or we can say which is our victim page. So if you see which page was there in a memory for a longer time or which is the oldest page. So looking at this particular frames, you understand that the page number 7 is the oldest page. So page number 7 becomes our victim page. So we need to replace the page number 7 with page number 2. So let's replace it. And we place page number 2 at the place of 7. Let's go to the next reference page. The next reference page is page number 0. So if you see page number 0 is already present in the frame. So no page fault occurs. Next page demanded is page number 3 and if you see the frames, in the frame we have page number 1, we have page number 0 and we have page number 2. So there is no free frame to load the page number 3, there is a page fault. Okay, now again we have to decide which is the victim page. So if you see this, you see 0 is the oldest page, so 0 becomes the victim page. So we have page number 2, we have page number 0 and we have page number 1 and the 0, page number 0 is the oldest page which is there. So this becomes the victim. So what we have to do? We have to replace this page 0 with page number 3. So let's replace. And in place of 0, page number 3 gets loaded. Fine. Now if you see we have page number 1, 3 and 2 in our frames. There is a demand. Next, there is a demand for page number 0. But if you see in our frame, there is no page number 0. We have the page number 1, 3 and 2. So the page fault occurs. So now we have to find the victim page so that we can load page number 0. So if you see which pages are there, we have 1, 3 and page number 2. Now we have to find the victim page, which is the oldest page. So if you see, page number 1 is the oldest page. So page number 1 becomes victim page. So let's send back page number 1 and load page 0. We load page number 0 into the frame. Next, there is a demand for page number 4. We have the pages 0, 3 and 2. There is no free frame to load page number 4. There is a page fault. So let's start searching for the victim page. So if you see, page number 2 is the oldest page because first in, first out. So when you compare page number 0, 3 and 2, you see that the oldest is page number 2 is the oldest page. So we need to replace page number 2 with 4 and 4 will be loaded at the place of 2. So let's do that. And we load page number. Now we have to count how many page fault occur. So you see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So the number of page faults for the given page reference string with 3 frames using the FIFO algorithm is 7. So page fault is 7. So let's write the page fault is equal to 7. This is how the algorithm works. In my next video, I will discuss the next page replacement algorithm